You are going to be blown away by how delicious these apple pancakes are. I'm Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking. And remember, if you love this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let's get started. Let's first go over all the ingredients you need to make this recipe. Apple, flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, salt, egg, butter, and milk. All right, guys, I am so excited for this recipe today. Now, I've made a lot of pancakes on this channel, but I think these are the very best pancakes I have ever made. So the first thing we're gonna do is to peel our apple. This is probably a medium-sized apple. I prefer Honeycrisp apples for this recipe, but any apple will do, so just pick whichever one you like the most. So all we're gonna do is peel the skin all the way around the entire apple. Next thing we need to do is to grate our apple. So grab your apple, grab your grater. This is actually a really cool grater. I wanted to show you guys really quickly. So check this out. So you can grate stuff like this if you want, or if you want, you can grate stuff like this, which is really nice. It kind of balances itself. It is made by a company called Joseph. It just says Joseph. www.josephjoseph.com. It is Joseph. That's a funny name. Just grab your apple and let's just give it a nice grate. Our goal is to grate enough apple for 1 cup's worth. Next, I want you to grab out a medium-sized saute pan and set the heat to about a medium-low. Then we're gonna grab 1 tablespoon of butter, toss it into the pan. We just wanna get this melted really quickly. And next, we're gonna take our grated apple and drop it right into the pan. We are also gonna be adding 1 tablespoon of sugar. This is granulated cane sugar, just in case you guys were wondering. We're also gonna add a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. I mean, we have to add cinnamon because cinnamon and apples go together like peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a mix to combine everything really well. So what we're trying to do here is to just caramelize the apple in the butter and cinnamon and sugar and really just let this kind of cook low and slow for anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes. After about 3 or 4 minutes, this is how it should look. So now we're gonna set this aside as we work on our dry mixture. For the dry mixture, you're gonna start with 1 cup of flour. And as you guys have seen probably on my channel with my baking stuff, although this isn't technically baking, but like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not really baking, but anyway, I'm not super precise with my baking ingredients, so I'm not gonna like knock the excess flour off the top here. That's really my guarantee to you guys that all of my recipes are totally dummy proof. You don't have to be super exact. And if there is ever a step that needs to be exact, I will let you know. So let's add 1 cup of flour into our large mixing bowl, followed by 1 tablespoon of sugar. Next, we're gonna add a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, along with 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And finally, we're gonna add a ½ teaspoon of salt. Now we're gonna give this a nice mix until it's all well combined. As a quick reminder, all of my recipes, including the exact ingredients and instructions, are all available on my website. To find that, just check the link in the description below. With the dry mixture set aside, now we're gonna work on our wet mixture. We're first gonna start with 1 cup of milk. And you can use any kind of milk here. You don't have to use dairy milk if you don't want to, oat milk or almond milk. All of those will work well too. Next, we're gonna add 1 egg. And now we wanna give this a nice light beat. Now we wanna take our wet mixture and we're gonna pour it right into our dry mixture, just like so. And we're also gonna take our caramelized apple and drop that in here as well. And once you guys smell this apple, oh my gosh, you're gonna die. It's so good. It's just amazing. It's really gonna give these pancakes an incredible depth of flavor. You're gonna love them. And then now let's get our whisk out and we're just gonna combine everything. But the key here is that we don't wanna overmix. You really wanna mix just to the point at which everything is well combined. You don't wanna get all the lumps out. Actually, keeping some of the lumps in here for the pancakes is really important. So let's just give this a nice mix. And really, I'm just mixing until I don't see any of the dry powders from the flour, baking soda, or baking powder. Once all of that has kind of gone away, that's when I know I'm ready to stop. And there we go. This is exactly what it should look like right at this point. With the pancake mixture set aside, now grab out a large pan and set the heat to about medium-low. You're also gonna need to grab 1 tablespoon of butter. Let's just toss that butter right into the pan. We wanna let this butter get completely melted before we add in the pancake mixture. Now, one at a time, we're gonna grab out about 1/4 cup's worth of pancake mixture and then drop it into the pan. Now, my trick is I love to use a ladle to do this. This ladle should be about 1/4 cup size. Maybe it's a little bit more, it's not that big a deal. But it allows me to create very consistently sized pancakes, which helps them cook more evenly and just kind of gives people a better eating experience. So I'm gonna grab out my first scoop. This pan should give me enough room for about 3 to 4 pancakes at a time. So I'm just gonna do 3 pancakes this time because I'm starting to see that it might get a little bit crowded in this pan, and really you do wanna let the pancakes have a little bit of breathing room. It's also gonna help you when it comes time to give them a flip. We're gonna let these pancakes cook for just about 2 to 3 minutes until you start seeing these little tiny air bubbles come to the surface, and that's how you know they're ready to be flipped. All right, guys, it's been just about 3 to 4 minutes now, and as you can see, these little air bubbles are starting to really come up to the surface, and that's how you can see that these pancakes are ready to be flipped. I also do one other thing. I do a little bit of peek underneath one, just to see if it's nicely browned, and they are, so let's give them a quick flip. Oh, yes, these are looking amazing. Look at how beautiful these pancakes are looking. Check that out. Now I'm gonna let these pancakes cook for another 1 to 2 minutes until the underside is just as beautiful and brown as the top is. All right, guys, these pancakes are fully done cooking and they look so incredible. I cannot wait to give them a try. But before I do, if you love this recipe and you wanna see more just like it, check out my breakfast recipes playlist. Okay, let's give these a taste. To finish off these pancakes, I love to add a little bit of honey. Actually, wait, I'm gonna add my butter first, right to the top here. Then I like to add a little bit of drizzle of honey. You can also use maple syrup. Fresh berries go really well with these pancakes as well. And there we go. Let's see how we did. Without a doubt, these will be the best pancakes you've ever had in your life. I guarantee if after you make them, you don't agree, let me know in the comments below, but these are amazing. I know you guys are gonna love them. I'll see you in the next video.